I've been training for maybe 6-7 years to write. Maybe now I can start writing very short stories and putting them on social media. And so I started writing these short stories. One was about what happens when a guy wants to get married, but he doesn't have enough money. And I started writing these stories based on what I was seeing around me, but I made them fantasy stories. When I finished, I said, well, I have 10 stories now. What do I do with this? And so I decided to show them to people. People liked them, and we turned them into a book.
It's very rare to find people who have an imagination. You know, you have the real story, but you can turn it and change it and make it into a fantasy story. It's something very unique.
And if you go into Matrah, there's this house, and if you take a look at the window of that house, you will see somebody floating inside.
One day, he was driving midnight, and then a woman, a very pretty woman, stopped him. And he said, oh, mashallah, a pretty woman. So he stopped her, and she came into the car, and he asked her where she's going. She said, just drive. And he started flirting with her in the car, and he looked at her from the mirror, and he said, you're very pretty, and, you know, we can have a very good time. And she said, yeah, you know, my face is very pretty. My legs are also very pretty. And when he looked back, he looked at her legs, and she had donkey legs.
This story that you mentioned is in this book.
Oh.
Sarim is the name of an organization. They call themselves Sarim because they are strict with jinn but very nice to humans. I grew up, more than anything, reading Harry Potter. This is the thing that I really read over and over and over again, because when I grew up, when I was maybe 10, 11 years old, these books started coming out, and they were how I actually learned English. So I would read them over and over again. So when I decided that I wanted to do a novel and it would be fantasy, I decided I wanted to do something similar, but with an Omani spin, with a local and Arab touch to it.
Yes.
So Sarim, deep inside, it is the story of overcoming your own hatred for yourself. It is the story of somebody learning to accept himself and to decide that he is worth of good things in life and that he deserves happiness. But it's told in a Harry Potter way. It's this boy who wants to, he has a very bad childhood because he used to be possessed by a jinni, and then this old man comes, and this old man is called Shaib Ghalib. Shaib Ghalib comes to him and he says, Mish'al, I want you to help me fight jinn. I want you to help me protect Oman and protect Omanis from jinni. And he takes him with him, and they start going on adventures with this organization called Sarim. I love writing very short stories, and I put these on my social media. I put them on Instagram, and I put them on Twitter. And I use this for two things. The first is to explore new styles and new tricks and new techniques and everything. And the second is because I'm trying to encourage people who maybe they never read a book before, but maybe they're okay reading a short story. You know, if it's very short, maybe they'll read it. And then if they read that, maybe they will discover that actually reading is their hobby and they never knew about it.